What is going on, guys? It's Kanthev here, coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Rust, and more specifically within Rust, we're going to be taking a look at the learnable recoil patterns for all of the guns that have them. So I made this gun range, by the way. We're going to be using it to test the different recoil patterns, but all of the recoil patterns I put into a nice little image that you can download. It's in the description. I'll also have it at the end of this video if you want to take a look at it, but it's going to have the path for each gun, so you can just refer back to that if you want to see it at any time. But basically what it is they used to have aim cones in Rust where it was just randomly shooting within a cone, and they've kind of switched that around to be a defined path for each gun. At least some of the guns, they have learnable recoil, some don't. But with the learnable path, once you learn the path of the gun pattern, you'll be able to hone it down and you'll be able to become really accurate with that gun, but it just takes practice. There's a lot of games that use this kind of technique similar to the way Rust does it. It's games like CSGO. The spray path is very important. That gives you the accuracy that you need, because accuracy is huge in that game. It's also big in this game, so I'm glad they definitely implemented this into the game. But the guns that accept, or the guns that have a learnable recoil, are the AK, the MP5, the LR, the M92 pistol, and the semi-automatic pistol. So I'm just going to go ahead and shoot down the range with each gun, just to give you guys an idea without moving my mouse of what the recoil is going to be like for each one. And then I'll just tell you how to mitigate it and how to really get the tightest recoil that you can get, knowing the path. So let's go ahead and take a look at the AK first. Alright, so that's the AK recoil pattern. And as you can tell, it's going up constantly at about a constant rate. But as it goes up, it oscillates to the right, then to the left, then to the right, and then back to the middle. So a pattern like this is kind of hard because there's a lot of movement in the horizontal direction. But at the same time, it's very consistent with going up. So in order to mitigate this, you have to go down. You basically just have to go opposite of what this is. So you have to go down and to the left, and then to the right, and then to the left, and then to the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. I'm not the best at this, but it just takes practice. Oh yeah, my spray was all over the place at the beginning there, but you can tell even within one mag, you can usually hone in your recoil and control it. So by the end, at least, you should get a pretty tight grouping. So the MP5 shoots a little bit faster. It's going to be a little more violent, but the recoil is going to be arguably a little bit easier to control, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And yeah, as you can tell, it's more aggressive with the fire rate, and it goes up very quickly at the beginning and veers off to the left. But then afterwards, it just kind of stays at the same height and just goes right and left, right, left. So in order to mitigate this, you go down and to the right, and then you just kind of oscillate your hand back and forth. So let's go ahead and try that. So that was a pretty tight grouping, which is really good. And like I said, just the more practice you can get, the better you'll get at the recoil patterns. And because Rust is an ever-evolving game, still in early access, it's these recoil patterns are changing, but I'll talk about that at the end. So the LR is almost identical to the MP5 recoil pattern. Let's take a look. The only notable difference, in my opinion, is that it shoots a little bit slower, and instead of going up and to the left, the LR goes up and to the right, and then it still goes up a little bit more. But for the most part, it's pretty similar to the MP5. So let's go ahead and try and mitigate this. So you would go down and to the left, and then kind of oscillate your hand. I keep saying oscillate, I need to find a better word, but so let's go ahead and try this. As you can see, that was a pretty good tight grouping. And now for the pistols, there is a learnable recoil. It's arguable as to whether it's learnable recoil, more of just regular recoil. But if you just shoot the gun, it's pretty much just going to go straight up. There's very little horizontal recoil. So let's take a look at it. All right, and yeah, as you can see, you start at the bottom, but with every shot, it pretty much goes up and up and up and up. Towards the top, it kind of topped off and stopped. And I find these to be very difficult because you have to time your shot with the dragging down of the mouse after every shot. So it can be kind of hard for me sometimes, but let's go ahead and take a try at it. All right, that wasn't too bad. And then the last one is the semi-automatic pistol, and this, honestly, like, as far as recoil is concerned, is basically a Desert Eagle, because after every shot, it goes up, like, very far. So let's take a look at it. Yeah, you can see it only has 10 bullets, but by the 10th bullet, I was already shooting up at the ceiling, so this gun is hard to spray with because there's so much recoil between every shot that it's easy to mess that up. But let's go ahead and give it a shot. Yeah, so I'm basically garbage with this gun, but I mean, you get it early in the game, so that's understandable. But yeah, so each of these guns has their own recoil pattern. And if you learn it and practice it, then you can get really good and really precise with the guns. And that'll really help to take your game to the next level. Like I said at the beginning, the description will have a link to this image that I have on screen right now, which basically outlines every recoil pattern that there is in the game right now. But like I was saying about halfway through this video, the recoil patterns are always changing because Rust is always changing. They might be adding a few more guns to the recoil, the learnable recoil, and they might be changing the recoils as the time goes on. So if that's the case, I'll make sure to do an update for you guys. And if you guys found this content to be helpful, then please drop a like and let me know what you thought down in the comments. And if you want to see more content like this, then make sure to subscribe. I'm really getting into Rust, and I'd really like to make some more Rust content. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, then make sure to check back sometime soon. Once again, my name is Kanthev. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.